Hi guys, it's Mita King, and in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how good or bad I think Sephiroth is, what tier he is, and why, both online and offline. So first off, I want to say that Sephiroth online and offline are two completely different characters. The strategies that I think are the best online and offline will sometimes be the same, and sometimes it'll vary. To first talk off, I'm going to say some certain moves are better online, and since that list is smaller, I'm going to mention those first. Particularly Fireball and Octo Slash, in my opinion, are better online. In general, projectiles are better online because, first off, they're more likely to land. You don't risk throwing your body into the damage. Like, if the Fireball misses, it's not like you took damage. And not only is it more likely to land, and you don't risk taking damage, but it's harder to just jump over on reaction and then hit them. Obviously, you can cancel the Fireball, but the Fireball online, level 1, 2, or 3, is all better than level 1, 2, and 3 is in an offline environment. I use it a lot online in laggy connections or when I'm hiding under a platform or as a mix-up, cancel it after I condition them, and use it for ledge trapping, especially because ledge trapping is a less consistent option online than it is offline, especially if Sephiroth by a significant margin, which I'll go over shortly. So that's one thing that is better online. Octo Slash is another move that I think is better online. It's better and worse, but overall it's better because there are times, let's say, like you're landing and they're trying to like do an attack to catch your landing, right? But then you just, before landing, you just do the up B strong hit. Now that move takes like 34 frames or something like that to come out. It's like over half a second. It's really slow. And normally you just be like, oh, in real life, you just, okay, well, I'm just going to block that on reaction. But then even on the best online connection, since there's 5 extra frames, that's a lot of time that they might not be reacting in time. Even if you'd be able to react like 90% of the time in your life, it might be a 50-50 online in the same type of scenario, for example. When you actually land the move, you get like, it's like 27, 29 damage or something ridiculous like that. So you get tons of damage for that. So that's another move that I think is more consistent to land online. Just jump in the air just before landing. You just use Octo Slash and try to hit them. Now, I don't recommend spamming this, and I don't recommend getting to the habit of this, but it's just, especially it works against like low and mid-level players very frequently because they're not expecting it. And so it might work the first time. I do want to mention, however, if they do shield the attack, it's extremely free to punish. You can literally charge a smash attack. You can dash to where they land and then charge a smash attack slightly and still hit them before that shield comes up. So keep that in mind. And in real life, you're going to want to do the up Bs less in general. And also you're going to want to do the first up B. It does like 7 to 10 damage or so. But you can cross up shields, and it just has a lot less lag in general. So both of those up Bs are pretty good online. Octo Slash is much better online. Definitely want to get those two things out of the way, since the list of things that are better offline is much bigger. Now, I talked about ledge trapping and how I did Fireball for ledge trap and whatnot, but there are a few things I can elaborate on more. Particularly the number one thing that Sephiroth can do to an opponent that is extremely good offline, not as powerful online, not even close, is ledge trapping. Now, Sephiroth can actually stand at a distance against the majority of the cast, and forward tilt on the change, when he sees a change in movement, he could just be like, okay, that's normal stand, I'm going to forward tilt it. Stand just behind the middle of the middle of the battlefield platform, right? Take the center of that and stand a little bit behind that. If you do that, the vast majority of the cast, you can cover F-tilt on every single common option, such as normal ledge stand, which is the one you want to aim for, ledge roll, which varies on the length per character, and get up attack, which is the easiest one to punish there. So, I want to mention that this move is a frame 14 move, and the active frames are 14, 15, 16. It is very consistent offline. You can also do other things, like charge a smash attack, charge down smash, charge up smash, charge F smash. Now, I think charging down smash, on release, it's like frame 13 or 14. Charging up smash, it's slower if you hit like the end. It's I don't remember the exact number, but it's a little bit slower than down smash. And then F smash is the hardest, which I think it's like frame 16 from the release of the A-Press. Now, as you can see, all these numbers are pretty big. So I've seen players like Spargo with his Cloud. He'll do things like Cloud's F-tilt on reaction to normal stand. Now, in real life, you might be doing that F-tilt way too early, but when you add the input delay of online, it's actually pretty consistent. Now, Sephiroth does not have a move fast enough to do that, except moves like down tilt and grab. He cannot just react and beat normal stand shield so easily, right? Online specifically. So he would have to either settle for a weak move, like grabs, back throw bear gimmick if they DI in, forward throw it's never kills, kill throws that never kill 200, down tilt might kill at 200. You get the idea. There's nothing consistent that he can punish, which means they can just spam normal stand shield a lot more online, particularly against him. It can get predictable, of course, but the risk-reward on average, online to offline, is a big difference. Now, he can stand under a platform to make it harder, of course, but as you can see, it's not the same thing because a lot of his best moves are not quick. Whereas he has many alternatives to covering 3 out of 4 options at once and creating 50-50 situations where he just covers ledge jump frequently, aerials, and conditions you and whatnot, and then covers everything else. So he can create a lot more 50-50s on reaction and more consistently offline. That is very important. I think that notably affects him more than most other characters. He can't just lay like what Robin does with the fire or the Belmonts. You just put the fire there, or Samus puts a bomb there, and just it's an active hitbox on every single frame, like stuff like that. Some characters have benefits like that, which helps a lot in an online environment. He doesn't really have that to the same level. So I think that's one of the reasons I think Sephiroth will be a lot better in real life environment. Another thing that I think Sephiroth will be better in real life environment is out of shield. Now, obviously his out of shield is not very good. Grab frame 11. Nair to shield is frame 12. A lot of people tend to nair to shield. You can also full hop or double jump out of shield, roll to shield, just keep shielding and stuff. Parrying is worse and whatnot. But one of the things that's really nice online, I'm sure you guys have heard the term mashers, right? So people like to mash on you a lot online. Like Roy is always going to do his attack and then jab. Like people are always going to do their attack into his second attack instead of doing defensive options or reactions, because the online, in terms of reward and punishment, it rewards that more. So a lot of people who just play online, they're like experimenting their playstyle, and then they're like, wait, I'm winning if I just keep mashing these buttons because the system rewards it with the input delay. Might as well be throwing out a hitbox instead of not throwing out one if your reactions are worse anyway. So that means since mashing is good, that means a counter to mashing is good, right? So up out of shield characters or quick area out of shield, especially if it buffers. Cloud, for example, is better online because he counters mashing with up out of shield. That's like one example. So that's something that Sephiroth doesn't have. And now that's going to be a weakness in real life and online. However, because of how good mashing is, online is an even bigger weakness in my opinion. Because there's a lot of times he would get free damage by just if he had a fast up B, and he doesn't get that. Another thing to mention is that you will more consistently be able to react to your opponent's position in real life, right? What does that mean? That means you will more consistently be able to keep track of both your eyes on both characters and consistently trying to space them out. So that means Sephiroth has a long sword, right? And it's a long skinny sword. And most moves, like with up air, obviously it's a big range, but moves like forward air and back air, it's not really like an arching move like Lucina's back air, or Bowser's forward air, or Sephiroth's up air, how it hits a wide range. It's really skinny when he does F tilt, forward air, back air, especially forward air and back air affected a lot by this. And then you have more factors like, okay, if it's always a certain number of frames offline, it's always the same thing. So once you practice and master it, you're going to get consistent frame traps after you get to a certain skill level. Online, not only is there more input delay, which means you can't chase the character as much, right? But in addition to that, it's inconsistent input delay. So one match might be 11 frames lag, right, across the board, or vary between like 11 to 13. Another match might have 19 frames, or it might vary between like 15 to 18, and it'll be inconsistent. And all these things, what does that mean? That means not only can he not chase you and be precise with the sword, but there's also some element of randomness too, because every connection is going to be a little different. Now, Sephiroth, as I said, is a precision character. He relies on getting rewarded heavily from high skill, always spacing the sword and getting the frame traps you want on reaction, always keeping his distance, very good advantage state, and he's a lightweight character. To basically explain it, heavies are better online because, let's say a heavyweight is supposed to lose neutral a lot, right? So let's say the heavy's supposed to win neutral 25% of the time. Let's just take that, right? But then you add more randomness because of the input delay. The more input delay, the less the skill gap, the more randomness. So they might win in a really laggy connection maybe 35-40% of the time, right? So if you're trading, heavies win. So the outcome that's supposed to happen, doesn't happen as much. That's another reason why Sephiroth's worse online is because being a lightweight, it's not as good. His type of character model, being lighter weight, relying on precision, things like that, they're all better in an in-real-life environment, in addition to the precision, skinniness of his sword, and consistently covering normal ledge stand. Pretty much all the things I said, besides Fireball and Octoslash specifically, which get better online, the vast majority of things for Sephiroth are better in an in-real-life environment. So I just wanted to mention that, a lot of these things, as you can see, for him specifically, matters a lot more than the majority of the cast, right? But let's talk more about Sephiroth's strengths and weaknesses, for example. His recovery, I would say, is pretty darn good. Like, he is light, 79 weight, but he also gets the comeback factor with the wings, where you get an extra jump, which helps him a lot, 15 to 20% more airspeed and air drift, 30% more attack power on damage, which, by the way, is more like, on average, like 10% killing earlier, not 30%, because of the way the formulas go. But basically, he gets a lot better with the wing. And so even though he's light, he also has like the effect of, oh, well, I'm extra strong. Like, you combine wings with the rage. So that it almost balances it out. He has the normal up B, which can snap to ledge. But he also has the Octoslash up B, which, in the Sephiroth Ditto, for example, you can like counter it and stuff. But then he can also change the angle of that too. So and then he can also fare into walls, especially on wall stages. Even on normal stages like Battlefield, you can actually fast fall fair, or just press back from the ledge and fair at different timings. It's better on wall stages, but it works in the majority of stages. He can actually mix up his recovery even more then. And then there's like up B, the basic up B, you can use that for landing and stuff. He has a lot of potential for like mix-ups and stuff. I would say he not only is his ledge trapping offline specifically good, but he has more options off the ledge than the majority of characters, especially when he has the extra jump and he has walls to work with. And most characters can't stop him from getting to ledge because, you can, but you have to go for like a hard read. Just the fact that he can mix up both up Bs, even if you don't include the angle, he has a very good chance of getting to that ledge. So he has a lot of good traits in terms of that. He does have a weakness in height, though. The fact that he's tall, a lot of characters, they just don't miss him. Isabelle and Villager can do like rising fairs where it'll miss a lot of characters, but it'll easily hit him. Works with a lot of characters. So more things will work on him. He has the weakness where Mewtwo is like a big body and 79 weight. Sephiroth is also big, tall body and 79 weight. So that hurts him. And in addition, he's also not very good against short characters. I'm going to make a video specifically on the characters that can low profile him. But in short, a lot of characters, their general movement and ducks, down tilts, and different types of attacks, sometimes even dash attacks, can go under Sephiroth's moves, particularly his forward air. But sometimes even other moves like back airs and forward tilts, depending on the character. So his bad matchups can be really bad, but the majority of matchups he handles quite fine by spacing his sword. So I'd say the majority of matchups he has are good, but he does have some big weaknesses. So how good is Sephiroth really? Well, in my personal opinion, after considering everything, watching other Sephiroth players, and playing him myself, if this game has 4 tiers, low, mid, high, and top, assuming there's no bottom, I would say he's mid-high online and high-top offline. He's either mid or high online, probably mid, but then either a high or top, probably like on the border of high and top in real-life environments. I really think that he gets at least 1 full tier on average better. That a lot of the important stuff he has just gets a lot better, and I'm actually excited to see this character and play this character in real-life tournaments. So I do think that he's a good investment. It is just important to understand that online and offline are 2 different games, so I had to explain what the differences were and why when talking about how good I think he is, as the environments will vary. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to give an accurate assessment of how good I think Sephiroth is. If you were to average online and offline, I guess the answer is high tier. So that's about how good I think he is on average. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And if you would like to check out even more ways to support, such as signing up for my coaching, which I do through Medify now, which is in the YouTube description below, my Turret series, Frame Perfect series online, which is also in the YouTube description, and many more I could go on, but definitely check that out if you want help and support. Let me know what you think of Sephiroth and these videos or what else you want in the comments below. Thanks for watching.